Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Alejandro Balde, as Barcelona youngster Balde has rejected a huge contract offer from Manchester City recently. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this other transfer report claiming that Barca remain confident about making at least one big sale this summer. We are also going to be discussing on that. So, guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right out to the very end. Spanish news publication Mundo Deportivo has claimed that Manchester City's interest in Barcelona left-back Alejandro Balde is taking over and that the Premier League champions have made advancements towards the player by offering him a contract much more lucrative than that presented to him by Barcelona. Balde's ongoing deal with Barcelona runs until 2024, and we have already reported that the team as well as the player are extremely calm about the renewal talks. This is why, despite receiving the higher token from Man City, Balde has his mind set on succeeding at Barcelona. Above all, the fact that he has he has now been made the left back spot his own is just another reason why he is not even thinking about leaving Barca. The report states that the 19-year-old defender is aware of the offer he has received through his agent, Jorge Mendes. Interestingly enough, though, the Portuguese super agent has explained to Balde that there is no better place for him than Barcelona. During his brief tenure with the club, he has earned his manager's trust, who is willing to experiment with the young star by approaching the games with different formations. Above all, it has already been established that the two parties have reached an agreement over a new deal until 2027. Balde is aware of the fact that Xavi would want him to succeed in offense. He knows what the manager demands and he knows the system very well. Hence, there is no reason why he would want to trade a perfect life of uncertainty with Pep Guardiola at Etihad. At present, Balde is still on his subsidiary contract, but everything has been discussed with Matteo Alemany. As soon as Barcelona get the margin within the financial fair play, they will make his deal official, which will be a contract at least until 2027 or 2028. The 19-year-old has no interest in signing the huge offer sent in by Manchester City, and will look forward to continuing his development at Barcelona. Of course, Balde has been a great player for us ever since his surprising inclusion to the dynamics of the team at the beginning of last season, and have finally cemented the spot at left back. He has made the left back position his own. Last season we saw a talented Balde benching experienced players like Jordi Alba and of course Marcos Alonso at left back, which means that Xavi saw a lot of quality in the player and entrusted him, and now Balde is one of the best left backs in Europe. And it is not surprising that Manchester City have been eyeing the player to the extent that they have made an offer to the player. But Jorge Mendes, of course, being close to President Laporta, who is also the agent of Alejandro Balde, has advised the player that Barcelona is the best place for him to strengthen his career, to further his career. And of course, knowing fully well that at Barca, Balde knows that he is the starting left back. So what will make Balde to leave going to City, where he will likely be benched, or maybe the competition for City will be much higher than at Barca? So I think he will be comfortable here at Barca because he already knows that here at Barca, the left back will be played mostly by him in matches. I think it would be a big mistake for Balde to choose the Etihad, but thank God the player is committed to staying at Barca. Some few days ago, we did spoke about the player's potential contract extension. Barca and the player's representatives have already discussed on it, and the deal have been agreed verbally. It's now just to be signed and registered in La Liga. So Barca are just waiting for some space in the wage bill in order to finalize the deal with the player. So there's no problem, there's no rush. The player have already committed his future at Barca. So no matter what is happening at the Etihad, nothing is gonna happen. So let's see how things will go in the coming weeks. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona have already closed three signings so far this summer. Vitor Roque will only join the team a year from now, but Inigo Martinez and Ilkay Gundogan are already in Catalonia for the new season. The German midfielder set to be presented later today and will immediately link up with Xavi Hernandez in training, with Oriol Romeo also on the brink of completing his move to Barcelona. The focus is now on sales. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, the Blaugrana still believe they can compete a big sale this summer. Their efforts so far have not been bearing any fruit, but there is now a clear idea of the players considered sellable. Pablo Torre and Nico Gonzalez are two stars who are on the brink of selling an exit. Both players will leave the club on loan given the severe competition in the middle of the pack. The administration also has its focus on the shipping of other players out who spent the previous season on loan at various clubs. Of the six players on the roster, only Samuel Umtiti is no longer on the club's wage bill, having terminated his contract earlier. Barca working hard now to reach an agreement with Tottenham for Lenglet's sale, while Alex Collado is very close to completing a move to Real Betis. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.